Alright, we got me. How's game audio? How's me?
Welcome, my friends. Your presence means I can count Eldrith dead. I am Mordok Selanmir, and you've been such a boon to my allies, who will be overjoyed to learn that they can begin rebuilding the Onyx Tower for their own. Now, it's only fitting that I offer you the hospitality of my keep in reward. I'm sure you'll find its dungeons to your liking. Seize them.
And mic audio. Okay, well, I'll just start then. Alright, so this is Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance 2. I'm using one of the unlockable characters, not one of these original 5. He's really overpowered, so it's going to be a lot of running past enemies. But there's a few difficult battles in here, and we'll get rolling. I'll try to explain what I'm doing along the way as best I can. I mean, I'm no Carol, but you know, I can't really concentrate too much while I'm playing and talking at the same time, but I'll do my best. Alright, so start the game. You are a adventure seeker, a warrior, traveling to Baldur's Gate, which is like the biggest city in this fictitious world. And it's constantly under siege by people because you control that city, you control pretty much everyone. That's where they want to be. So that's kind of the premise of this game. Travel there, get missions, go after it. Now you notice I'm jumping all the time. I'm not killing these enemies. These enemies are only worth 1 experience point. So I don't kill them. I killed those 5 with a little special attack just because they get in my way. These bats are actually worth 0. But jumping here is actually about 1.5 times faster than actually walking. So I'll be doing that throughout the run. Avoid things. And then later on, my first level up, I'll get an ability called Sprint. And that uses magic energy. The meters on the top left corner, top one is in red is my life, green is my experience, and then blue on the bottom is magic. So you'll see me, if I shoot one of my spells out, you'll see that blue bar go down a little bit, and I actually want that one on. And then there's a thing called the shift spell menu by hitting left trigger right there just below all the meters that pulls up, that I can equip other spells to. And I'll be using that quite often too. And these guys get in my way, so I kill them, and off to the next one. Alright. So in here I gotta get a key, and at the very first mission you meet the first person that I talked to said, hey, these goblin things took a bunch of hostages, go rescue them. And there's a bunch of hostages in here, but I'm not going to rescue them because it's not required. It's out of the way and not worth it. So go up here, time to get a key out of a little chest. I gotta kill that dog. And you'll see how horrendously overpowered this guy is once I start actually killing people. This guy has some of the most powerful weapons in the game, and these are the only weapons that he's allowed to use. The type of weapons that you can have are one-handed weapons, so he's got a weapon in both hands. That's what he uses. You can have two-handed weapons like great axes and great swords, long weapons like staves and halberds and spears, and then ranged weapons, crossbows and bows. And all the original characters can use whatever weapon is best for them. Alright, my first boss, 2 swipes and he's dead. Yeah, he's way overpowered again. Gather a little bit of gold, and then go meet the person I'm supposed to rescue. Well, yes, and please ask questions in chat. I will answer them as best I can during the loading screens. Yeah, it's mostly running until, well, once I get to Baldur's Gate, I actually have to start killing everybody so that I can level up and get that sprint ability. Now, all these villagers that are getting attacked, I could rescue them, but I don't because it's out of the way. Then once we get to Act 3, and I'll be explaining plot as we go to, then shit gets real. And then we got some really tough boss battles that are there. These guys are highly annoying. The guy that just shot those little blue things at me, I'll be killing plenty of them. Alright, second boss, pretty easy. He dies, everyone else dies. Go get my gold and experience points. And then we're off to Baldur's Gate. Now, first cutscene, the bad guy in this game is called Mordok. He's a vampire. And he captured the three heroes from the first game and got information from them. And what he wants to get is called the Onyx Tower. The Onyx Tower is a magic tower that you can store whoever you want in it and teleport them anywhere you want. But in order to do that, he has to manipulate some people to... I don't want to talk to him. That's the traitor. He has to manipulate a group of people to do his bidding for him, basically. So now we're off, we're in Baldur's Gate, there's jobs to be done in Baldur's Gate. This is Randella. She is one of the big helpers in this game, or she gives us jobs to do anyway. How many donks? I don't know if I've said donk or so then yet. Alright, so I'm going after the Hands of Glory. These guys are like some sort of mob or terrorist organization within the city that they're kind of the black market or underground guys. They're a bunch of ninjas. So, and actually I want to start killing all these guys. Now, one of the reasons why I use this particular character over the other unlockable character, you have to beat the game on normal with one of the regular characters to unlock this guy, and then you play on extreme mode, which is exactly how it sounds. It's very difficult. And then you unlock the other character, who's called Artemis. The reason I use this character is because he's got these 2 ice swords, or one sword is ice, and you'll see people like... Oh, recall potion already. You'll see people like break into a bunch of ice cubes when I kill them sometimes.
Your god is down.
Ice is very useful because it slows people down, and there's one boss, a dragon, that's weak against the ice. So I want all the advantage over her that I can get. So that's part of the reason why I use this guy. Also, because I just like what he says. The numbers that you're seeing here when I attack, that's the damage I'm doing. If I get a yellow number, is a critical hit, and when I get that, he says one of his little catchphrases, like, your guard is down. or you've left me an opening. So he'll be talking to animals and dogs and stuff on the way as he kills them for some reason. Alright, continuing on. Now there are a variety of enemies in the game, but basically they can be broken down into two different categories. Enemies that can turn around instantly and attack you, and enemies that you can run around behind and attack. Like this guy, I can run around behind him and attack him. So, two different strategies for those enemies. Don't get hit by the trap. Run around behind the ones that you can, and for the other guys, you have to block and counterattack. You'll see me doing that plenty in the next mission. See, now I'm making ice cubes out of these dogs. Alright, so now these Hands of Glory has kidnapped a few people and taken them hostage, and we have to rescue every single one. So I actually do have to go out of my way here a little bit. And I'm picking up random items that these guys drop. Because I want to sell them, because I want to buy certain things and be able to upgrade certain items, which is actually one of the more interesting parts of the game. You can go into an item workshop and really improve your character just by collecting gems and placing them in certain weapons or armor or rings and amulets. They're little trinkets. So, bats, worth 0. Don't touch them. You can see my green bar building slowly. Now, Randella, she gives you the choice between 2 missions. Get out of here. And I choose this one first for a particular reason. And I'll kind of explain that when we get to the next mission. But if you do the other one first, you actually get a few more enemies in the boss room, which is both annoying and slower. So, we don't want that. So, hack and slash your way through. Alright, so boss battle is coming up. Alright, boss battle right through this door. Now this boss, pretty simple. You try to manipulate him into attacking. He does a little lunging attack, and then you run around behind him and hit him. If he hits you, he can do pretty good damage sometimes, so we don't want that. Come on, attack me, and swipe, slice. There we go. Now he's dead. And then we can rescue the very last person. And return. Go get our reward. And drink a little beer. I'm gonna sell off a few things to gain up some gold. And also every item you pick up has a certain amount of weight to it, and you can only carry so much. And I want to sell my armor that I start with, because it's just too heavy.
This is not the place nor the time.
Armor in this game is basically useless. It's kind of goofy how that works out, but all armor does is reduces the likelihood of an enemy hitting you. Towards the end of the game, enemies hit you about 90 to 95% of the time, even if your armor was maxed out. So again, useless. Armor doesn't reduce damage at all. kind of odd that way. So the armor I wear is the lowest quality, just padded stuff. It's the lightest, it's the cheapest to upgrade. And now there are different, let's see, different grades of items. They go anywhere from shoddy to flawless. I always want to get fine stuff. They're the cheapest to upgrade, and it doesn't matter, especially for armor. The only piece that I'm going to actually upgrade are my gloves, because it gives me. I'll get you on the way back. It gives me certain feats that I really need. All right, so this is Bloodmire Manor. The goal here, we have to find these harpsichord music sheets in a bunch of chests throughout the mansion. There's one. And then we have to go play the harpsichord to open a passage down to the dungeons. I don't know how every single character on the game knows how to play the harpsichord, but we don't ask questions like that. Gotta kill everyone here. Alright, so every one of these enemies are undead. These dogs are shooting little spikes out of their tail that poison me. I'll turn slightly green if you can notice that. And we don't want to be poisoned. It drains your life slightly, but a different thing happens that's a lot worse. You'll kind of get knocked back by it because your character feels sick or something. Now I actually am rescuing people here because it's pretty much right on the way. There's only two people that are slightly out of the way, and I get extra experience, which I need because I want to get my first upgrade during the escape portion of this level, so I can get sprint, and that makes the game go a ton faster. So off to the second floor. There are 2 music sheets up here.
Your guard is down. You've left me an opening.
Alright, and then there's not too much RNG in this game besides boss battles. RNG, well, the amount that treasure chests give you and the drops off of enemies are completely RNG, but that doesn't really affect the outcome of the game. But certain enemy spawns can be changed up, which I've beaten this game probably about 80 times. I never even noticed the different enemy spawns until I started speedrunning it and actually looking at how much experience each enemy gave.
Your guard is down.
Alright, this will be the last music sheet for this level, and then we head back downstairs. Gotta find the door there. Alright. What else can I mention? Alright, I'll talk about different gems that we can collect. little magical properties. These gems that can be used to upgrade items. Some of them, like the swords that I'm using, they have cold properties, so if you put them in a weapon, they'll slow people down, turn them to ice when you kill them. If you put them in armor, they give you resistance to cold. I mean, and then there are other ones that boost attack power. Some add a poison effect to weapons. And then if you add them to your magical trinkets, they boost your primary attributes. So there's one particular gem called a Jason that on a casual run, I load up my rings and amulets with them, and that boosts strength. So it gives a lot more damage output. There's one more servant. She's a little bit out of the way, but worth it with the amount of experience you get for rescuing all of them. You have to go in here to get a key and rescue this servant. But this, like I said, this game doesn't really get to be too difficult until the third act. Right, the very first portion was kind of a preliminary sort of thing. And now this is Act 1. There are a total of 4 acts. Act 1 takes the longest by far. Or Act 1 and the preliminary do, I should say. So one more servant left, and I actually have to backtrack through this thing to get to him. And he's right in here. Oh yeah, that's right, I left the dog there. Now, these dogs, if I had done this mission first, these dogs, there would have been 2 of them in the boss room of the last mission that I did. So I don't like dealing with them. They shoot poison at me. And their bite is powerful to one of the original characters, not to an unlockable one. Because this guy's just way too overpowered right now. Ooh, man, I'm going to be like a minute behind. And now I play the harpsichord. And that opened this door up, so now I can go down to the dungeons. And this woman, the reason we're going after her, she's a mad scientist, and she's like taking parts of people and reassembling them into monsters. Like, takes a part of a human and attaches it to a part of a goblin or something like that. And she's just creating monsters that are wreaking havoc throughout the city. So they don't like that. That's why Randala sent me here. And she actually plays a pretty big part throughout the rest of the game too. We deal with her a few times. I mean, we dealt with one of her monsters in the last mission. We get to deal with all these right now. And then we deal with another one of her monsters in the next mission. So, and then we actually have to... Come on, die. We actually have to fight her later on. Once we get to Act 3, she's the only easy boss of Act 3. Okay, I'll kill you guys too.
You've left me an opening.
They asked for it. Alright, another boss. Mean looking Cerberus type thing. We'll just go right after him and whip him. Overpowered. With an original character, you actually kind of try to draw out these other dogs and kill them and save that guy for last. But just 3 or 4 slashes with Dritz, piece of cake. Now I'm bypassing all these save points. It takes a couple seconds to actually save the game. I will be saving in other parts of the game, mostly before boss battles. But I'm confident enough early on that I really don't need them right away. Alright, and another boss battle. This woman, Luvia Bloodmire, talks about, oh, these are beautiful creations, they're here to kill you. There's 2 of them, so I draw one out into the corner and run around behind him and swing. He'll never even attack me. The other guy is here, run around and swing. And the little slowdown effect that my swords gives is a big deal. Alright, so now we defeat them. She's mad at me. She releases poison gas and hopes that I die instead of escape, and all these other enemies get released out of these doors. Apparently she just keeps dogs locked away in closets in the dungeon. She may or may not feed them. I mean, they are undead after all. So pretty soon, once I get back upstairs, I'll get my first level up, and I'll take 5 ranks of sprint, and which will send me bouncing around the walls like crazy, and then 1 of Iron Will, which increases the rate of my magic regeneration. And when I sprint all the time, I use up a lot of magic, so that's why I need that. Alright, so it'll be about 6 or 7 more enemies, I think, to get, well, maybe more than that. And now I'm not too concerned about my life right now. I'm halfway down, and you actually do regenerate life as you go, but you can't regenerate life inside the poison gas-filled dungeons. There, we got a level up. Down to sprint. All 5, Iron Will. I set sprint to my shift spell menu, and away I go. I don't want to kill any more of these enemies. So now it's going to be even more running. And the disadvantage of sprint is you are locked into that path for however long the sprint lasts. If I have to navigate, then I'll go back to jumping, but otherwise I just want to cruise around. The big disadvantage of it, there are cliffs in this game, so if you try to sprint around a cliff and happen to run off, you're dead. Not good. Alright, see if I picked up any decent armor. Yep. And that's about it. I don't want those Imperial padded gloves. They'll be cheap enough for me to upgrade, but I would rather not have them. I would rather have fine. Right. Sell. I want gold. And we're good. And off to collect my reward.
Adventure. Speak to Solace.
Alright, and then she tells me to go talk to the, like, police captain, or, oh, forgot to split. That's okay. Because he's got a mission for me. We're going to go after the a band called the Red Fang Marauders, a bunch of goblin guys. We found a map to their lair off of Argesh, the one boss that we killed at the end of the Hands of Glory. So now here we go. Oh, and in town I cannot attack or use spells, so that's why I have to jump in town. I can't actually sprint through there. So now try to sprint past all these guys, avoid the dogs, they're pretty strong, kill anyone that gets in my way, or if I just feel like it. The next level up, I'm gonna take a few ranks of a spell called Sunder. It is the most important attack spell in the game. It is unblockable, and it reduces an enemy's armor, like as soon as you hit them. Now, enemy armor actually reduces damage to them, but it doesn't for me, so figure that one out. Come on. I'm sprinting right into walls. All that said was, this is a rust monster. It eats anything metal, which is another reason why I don't wear any sort of metal armor, because it'll just eat it, and I'll lose it forever. So if you invest 50,000 gold into a nice sword or piece of metal armor, it's gone in an instant. You wasted all that money, and you lost something really beneficial to you. Alright, sprinting. I kind of got sidetracked. I don't know what I was talking about before. Go away. Oh, Sunder. Yeah, it's an ability that reduces armor on enemies, and it actually like doubles your attack output. So you use it on the first strike, and every subsequent strike you basically get double the damage from it. So very important. And that being unblockable is a nice perk too. These little shamans, the guy that I just killed that cast that spell, they're very annoying. There's a couple different spells that they cast that are very detrimental to me. One is called Enfeeble. It reduces my speed by half, and it also cuts my damage output in half. So avoiding that is critical. And it's all RNG, what they cast. And then the other one is it can heal everything around them. Right, so I just saved there because this is pretty much the only platforming element of this. I want to kill this guy that's blocking me and then leap over that. I have died a couple times at that jump. So right now these are all cliffs to my left, or my character's left, I should probably say. It is to the screen's left relatively too, so I guess that's okay. So if I would have sprinted and made a wrong turn somewhere, I would have gone off the cliff. Alright, I'm going to save again, because it's another boss battle. The Red Queen. This is another monster made by that Luvia, who we've already killed 3 of her monsters so far. So RNG in this battle. We want to get rid of that guy. We don't like this attack because it slows everything down. And I'm not exactly sure what just happened there. I think she got hit by one of her buddy's arrows and I damaged her enough that she wound up running away. But she only got 1 leaping attack off, which is good. I mean, it's not quite the equivalent of Blue Balls against Aghanim and Link to the Past, but you can kind of think of it that way. Alright, now we are... So she didn't die, she just ran away, and we're chasing her through this trap-laden little passageway. It also has rats and bats in here. Bats get in my way, so I have to kill them. I don't like killing them because there are no experience points. Those are cliffs, but I sprinted straight forward. And those spike traps that just came up right there, they can do a lot of damage to you. They're not going to kill me on normal mode, but it's something that I want to avoid. Oops, wrong way. Gotta get through there. Alright, now we're into the house called Firewind. So that lady in red that was talking to the Red Queen, she owns the house, and she actually paid Luvia to build the Red Queen. Oops, I'm going the wrong way. And we wind up fighting her later too. But so she had a discussion with the Red Queen. Red Queen told her, I fought this guy, he won, I ran away, and Lady Firewind got mad and killed the Red Queen. Killed her for us, so that's nice. And actually I just want to run right past all these dogs. My health is a little low, but it shouldn't be too big of a deal. That way. So there's a lot of dead ends in this game. Most of them lead to treasure chests. It's on a casual run, it's actually worthwhile going that way, just to get more experience and more gold and more potential treasure. No, I didn't want to save game. Just walk through the door. So now we confront Miss Firewind whatever. And she opens a trapdoor, dropping us into the dungeons, where we battle skeletons. We don't really battle the skeletons because we just want to run past them. But skeletons are kind of a breed all their own. They aren't damaged very much. You'll see the red numbers that just popped up there. They're not damaged by cutting weapons. They're damaged more by blunt weapons, like morning stars and maces, like stuff like that.
Your guard is down.
So we kind of want to avoid them. Oops, wrong way. I don't know why I sprinted that way. We really want to avoid these triple fire traps. Come on, activate. There we go. Because those can actually kill us in one shot, especially with my health where it's at right now. But I had to open that, pull that lever to open this door. And I'm off to find more skeletons that will rise out of the ground. And there's, like skeletons, there are other enemies on the game that are damaged by certain different types of weapons, especially once you get to the elemental stuff. Elements of not, you know, hydrogen and oxygen and sodium and whatnot, but the elements, water, earth, fire, air. If you're an Avatar: The Last Airbender fan, shout out to that, I love that show. And run past. Now we're making a little headway. We talked to a ghost who used to own this house, but Lady Firewind, whatever, like took it over somehow, and he says, I want you to kill her or I'm gonna try to kill you. So we agree to kill her because later on he actually gives us an item that is somewhat beneficial. Alright, these enemies we want to avoid because if they hit you they can stun you. Being stunned locks you in place for a couple seconds, just waiting to get swiped at, getting beat down some more. And plus we want to keep moving. Alright, now we're on the main floor of Firewind Manor. And a sip of beer. Delicious beer. And now we see Lady Firewind talking to one of the main antagonists of this, His name is Karn. He's from the group called the Zentarum. And yes, she turns into a dragon after I barge in there. And she burns the place down, thinking that she's going to kill you and you're not going to escape the fire. Now, I'm not going to sprint too much here because I'm going to try to avoid the fire as best I can so I don't have to, so I can conserve potions. And there's not really a specific route to take. It's kind of RNG where all these like ceiling tiles or whatever fall. And you'll see as my character flashes, I'm taking damage. But for the most part, I don't take damage. And now here's the ghost. He gives us some cool stuff, which we're going to use. I don't want to talk to him. I want to go get my quest reward. So I'm actually going to wear what he gave me. Grand Ring of Fire. Let's see, I didn't get any better gloves. So there we go. More experience, more gold, and another split. Now we go talk to Randella. And she tells us, I have a friend that has work for you. Go see him. And this friend's name is Jarek. And so Act 2. And now a little more storyline that I'll explain. Here's Mordok talking to his second-in-command, Zanhast, who's another vampire. And the gist of their conversation is that they give information to the Zentarum, who Karn leads, and to bring back the Onyx Tower to the material world. The Onyx Tower was destroyed in Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance 1, and to bring it back, Mordok wants to bring it back so that he can move it into Baldur's Gate and take over that city and then eventually take over the world. So they give information to the Zentarum, who also want to control the tower. But the Harpers, the Jarek that I just talked to is the leader of the Harpers. They have spies and they find out how to do it. And so they send me to do their bidding. Because I will work for gold. I'll kill people for gold. Now we're going to a place called Lyran's Hold. We're trying to retrieve the Orb of Thunder. And as the name kind of implies, it's the element of air, electricity, lightning, that sort of stuff. The gems that associate with it are called topazes, and you put them in weapons. They are the most powerful element to add to a weapon. They do lightning damage or electricity damage. And now yes, I am killing chairs and benches and stuff. And I really want to open all these chests because they give me a lot of swag. And there's a little bit of RNG in the types of enemies that spawn here. The silver-clad knights, or the iron-clad, I should probably say, they're the strongest, they're the toughest. So they take the most damage to kill, but they're also worth the most experience. So I actually like seeing them. The red ones are right in the middle, and then the brown ones are the weakest ones. And then the chairs, they're just annoying. I will also see floating books and floating logs that will attack me. And these chairs I'm actually blocking and then counterattacking. The knight guys, I just try to run around behind and slash. So now I'm going to the second floor. If I would have gone out of my way to one of the dead ends in this little maze, I would have come to a door that you can't open, which is the basement. Now I have to go get an item from up here to open the basement up. Oh, didn't kill him.
left me an opening. You've left me an
Alright. And right about now the enemies start doing a little bit more damage, and I'm bobbing and weaving here because there are those spike traps and I don't want to activate them. I just opened a little door there. Spike traps on, I go straight down the middle here because there are spike traps on the edges. There I just activated one but didn't get hit. And then there's also a spike trap right next to this pillar on the other side of it.
opening.
Alright, and now I can't carry anymore, but that doesn't matter. I'll sell stuff once I get back. I still want the gold from the chests.
There's no room for that.
I'm kind of pinned in.
Your guard
So
is down.
these enemies are doing a little bit of damage to me.
You've left me an
And once I get into the basement, it's kind of a free-for-all. There's a whole ton of enemies that do pretty good damage, and I just try to run away from them. But I'll actually wind up using some potions.
I'm already carrying
Alright,
as
so
much
now
as I
I'm
can.
searching these scrolls, and it tells me how to get into the basement. Get the key, and now here's Lirin. He cannot be killed. There's a certain way that you have to kill him, but that's in a little bit, and he constantly teleports and attacks you, which is just annoying. His attack knocks you backwards and slows you down. Very, very annoying. Alright, more enemies have spawned in this place that I've already cleared out.
An opening. Your guard is down.
Yeah, forget you. And you. I don't want to kill you. I'll kill you though, just for fun. More tables and guys that I don't want to deal with. There's like 60 of them there. Well, 8, but who's counting? And I'll just run past, I'll get to the basement and go. Lots more enemies, dodge them. Alright, so now Lirin is going to chase me around, and I'm just going to attempt to dodge everything that I see. I'm going to take a lot of damage, but I should have plenty of health potions by this point. There is a little bit of a trick to get Lirin to stop following you on a casual run. You lead him into there's a little corner, a dead end, when you first enter the basement. You lead him in there, and then you use a recall potion to go back to Baldur's Gate. And then you walk back to the house through the overworld map, and then for some reason, he gets stuck in that little corner, and he stops following you. And then you can just take your time and kill all the enemies here as you feel fit. But that's slower. I mean, it requires like 3 more loading screens that you don't want to... I mean, loading screens, each one of them is about 30 seconds. So here's where the dodging comes in. Just jump around, use plenty of potions. And now, save it, and get to the boss battle. Alright, so now we're going to kill Lirin. And the way to kill him, so he's undead, and apparently his body was put into these little urns, and by destroying the urns, you damage him. Now there's a little bit of RNG in this battle. This is the first instance where we get ice cubes. You do not want ice cubes. If he's got 3 things hovering around him, that's the club. That one we don't care about so much. And when he throws, I try to sprint, because that locks him in place. Block that. And so he can't chase me until he gets all his items back around him. The blue thing that he throws poisons me. That's not too big of a deal. The one that is a big deal is his book. He throws that at me, then he drops, and it hits me. Ice cubes drop from the sky, and that can be a one-hit kill. And there are other bosses in this game that that can also drop ice cubes on you, and it's very, very bad. Very bad news. Alright, so killed Lirin, split. That was actually quite a good battle. He didn't cast the book at me at all. So I'm pretty happy about that. And now what we gathered from that very last pot was his hand. And now this is a different dead end on the main floor, and you have to use his hand to touch that little thing that was sticking up out of the ground, and that opens the door to the observatory, where the Orb of Thunder is. So now we take it, we try to walk back, but there's the Zentarum, and there's a lizard man that was hired by the Zentarum to kill me. Zentarum will be... So we try to kill him, use plenty of potions, because I almost got killed there. And killed him, did away with the threat. Oops, I don't want to split there. And now I recall back to Baldur's Gate. Now it's time to sell off stuff because I am overloaded.
You've acquired quite the grand reputation.
See if there's any better gloves. And I should have enough cash to make my awesome Topaz Sapphire. Don't need any of that garbage. Sell off a few of these. And now I want to buy some gems, and I'm going to make my gloves. That should be enough money, hopefully. Yep. Alright, so what I just made is critical to speedrun, and a casual game too. I bought a bunch of moonstones and pearls. Moonstones are associated with speed. So you put them into a weapon, and gloves for some reason count as a weapon. So you put moonstones into a weapon, it improves combat reflexes, improves your attack speed.
There were 4 in total.
I want to go to Brazier. So you always want more attack speed. It allows you to kill enemies quicker. And then pearls improve something called improved critical. So the higher of that you have, the more likely it is that you will get a critical hit, one of those yellow numbers. Now the 3 feats that I just took there, Sunder, which I already talked about, and then I also picked Hand Weapon Focus, which just increases damage done by the weapons that I'm carrying, because I'm just improving my ability to use them. Another ambush that I just try to run away from. And then I also took 1 rank of combat reflexes. Make myself attack people faster. So, sprint, sprint, sprint. They're in my way, so I killed them. And then into the dungeon. Alright, so now what I'm going after is called the Brazier of Eternal Flame. It is used to activate the Fire Foundation, which we'll visit in Act 3. We have to activate these different elemental foundations to bring the Onyx Tower back to the material world. Right now it's like in the underworld or something, I don't know. And these guys are in my way. Those big guys, they have kind of a peculiar attack pattern. When they, on their backswing with their maces, that's actually when their attack hits. Instead of when they come down and actually swing the mace. So you kind of learn the different attack patterns of the different enemies and know when to block. And oh crap, that shaman, if you can look closely, the shaman enfeebled me. I have a little bit of purple emanating from myself. Little purple dots coming off of myself, and I am moving at half speed, and I only have half damage, but it eventually wears off. So, archers, very annoying. Want to kill them. There, now the enfeeble has worn off, but we don't like that. That's bad. Alright, now try to avoid fire dogs. There are fire traps here that I want to avoid, because they will kill me. So I sprinted past them. And just try to avoid enemies. Now I have to open a door by pulling 4 different levers. Get out of my way. So you'll notice when I use Sunder, there's a little bit of purple behind my blades when I attack, like this. I mean, I'll use it on pretty much almost every enemy, because it's just that important. Oh crap, I forgot. Talking. Losing concentration. Oh well. That only cost me about 3 seconds. I'm nowhere near world record pace anyway. So now the door is open. So into level 2 of the dungeon. I don't even know what that means. Friday. I'm sure NLG will deal with you soon enough, posting a random link.
You've left me an opening.
Alright, so thankfully... Alright, they didn't cast Enfeeble. I'm happy about that. Thankfully down here there's only one lever that I have to pull. Otherwise this is actually quite a large area that you can traverse through if you wanted to. And now we go into one of the more annoying stages of the game, the caverns. The annoying enemies in here, there are some giant spiders with swords and crossbows that can actually do quite a bit of damage. They can also use Sunder, so if you try to block and one of them uses Sunder, you can't block that, and you take a bunch of damage. And here comes our spider friends. And right there I just got Sundered, so now I'm kind of flashing purple. Luckily he didn't do too much damage to me. So I try to block and counterattack. Now these guys, these are the most annoying. These little tree things. What they're shooting at me is like it's some sort of tractor beam. And it turns me around and it brings me in closer to them. And then they're pretty powerful when they try to bite you too. And there are about a half dozen of them in a couple different spots. So I try to block them and move cautiously forward, and then just try to sprint the hell away from them. Oops, I didn't want to cast that spell. Push the wrong button. So, highly, highly annoying. If you get close enough to these spiders that are using the bow, they actually shoot right over the top of you. Alright, must save game. Come on, stop that. And we have a boss battle. The Ulkaloth. She's got a bunch of Zentarum around here. I'll kill the Zentarum. And what I want to avoid is her breathing on me. If she breathes on me, I get stunned. and then I'm just wide open to be attacked. So I've taken care of pretty much all the Zentarum. Kill her. And now I can't actually use a recall potion inside of here. I have to use it like right about here. And it actually works. So now I'm going to sell a few things and buy a bunch of potions. Sell whatever I picked up. Them potions. I'm not going to buy potions yet. I'll do it after the next one. But I want to buy about 60 or 70 potions so that I'm confident going forward with the Act 3 boss battles. Alright, now I want to go to the correct one. The Oceanic Urn. Got a split. Oceanic Urn will activate the Water Foundation. And now, first off, we battle undead pirates. These are some of the nastiest guys in the game. They are fast, they hit pretty hard, and they turn around instantly, so I have to block and counterattack if I want to kill them. But, run past them. That's fine. That's a better option. Just don't deal with them. Once I get to the boss battle, I'll deal with them. Had to use a couple potions there. And that's the last save before the boss. Alright, so boss here has about 6 or 7 of these undead pirates around him. And I want to draw them out into this corner because the boss can resurrect them. So I don't want to deal with them. And he has noticed me, so that's bad. I want him to not notice me. Alright, now he's gone. Ah, crap. This could be bad. That purple he just cast, that resurrects them all. This could be rough. Oof. That was pretty lucky, actually. I did not want that to happen. Alright, now we're into the Sea Temple. The enemies we face here are these green lizard guys. There's 3 types of them. Ones that throw spears, ones that hit you with swords, and ones that hit you with these little long weapon hook sort of things. These guys hit you pretty hard too. And there's just a ton of them. And they're pretty fast. So let's just not deal with them. And now we'll get to the second area of the Sea Temple. There's actually a lot of neat little hidden rooms with plenty of treasure that I'm just kind of bypassing. So this is actually one of my favorite levels in a casual run. In a speed run, not so much. Getting my ass kicked right there. You get amongst 10 of them and they're all swinging swords at you. It's pretty tough. Alright, so Sea Temple 2, and the boss is in this area. This boss is on normal mode. She's fairly easy, at least with Drist. But she's one of the more annoying and complicated ones. I actually didn't figure out her attack pattern until about the 50 or 60th time that I played through this game. And she was a nightmare before I figured that out. So I'll save it, go battle her. So basically I'm just gonna tank through it, just kinda swing at her. She will cast magic at me, which almost killed me there actually. And done. And now we go get the Oceanic Urn, and then back to Baldur's Gate. And now I'll sell a few things and buy up some potions.
If you need weapons or armor to protect you from someone else's, you've come to the right
I'll
place.
sell all these. I was only down to 7 potions there.
My shop carries the finest armor and weapons, the work of local master craftsmen as well as imports.
Alright, now I have hardly any money left. Oh, whoops, I bought way too many. 105. Alright, so when I got back to Baldur's Gate, that little message told me that the Oceanic Urn was stolen. And now I have to go get it back, because apparently Jarek knows all and he heard a rumor and said, hey, go to this place and get it back. Okay, Jarek. Whatever you say. So if I try to attack while in Baldur's Gate, he says a little phrase.
This is not the place, nor the time.
This is not the place nor the time. And if I try to block or use a spell, he says the same thing. And each character says something different. They all say different things. Alright, try to avoid these giants as best I can. If they stomp on you, throwing rocks isn't very good either. But they can kill you in one hit if you're not careful. Run past these Zentarum. Make sure I save it here. Because I actually on my world record run, which is what I'm playing against, that timer, I actually died at this portion because of all these guys surrounding me. They all converged, and like that, they all killed me. So big time save here, even though, I mean, I was 3 minutes behind at one point. This run is basically dead for any sort of PB attempt. But anyway, onward. Another level up. I'll just enhance my combat reflexes, hand weapon again, and then 2-weapon fighting, and I'll take 2 of them. So now I just basically increased my strength, increased my attack capabilities. And we're off to get the Jade Octahedron for the Earth Foundation. Now, this ambush, High Moor Ambush, contains the worst enemies in the game. They're these little raptor-looking like things. They're very fast, they hit hard, and they have a lot of HP. But luckily, we don't have to ever deal with them. They are in 2 missions, and it's completely obligatory to do them. Alright, so this is a cliff, which is why I'm not sprinting right now. So I could sprint straight off. And I did at the end just for kicks. And run past all those orc-looking things. I don't know exactly what they are. Now down here, the enemies down here are red moblin sort of things, and their weapons change between each element. And so how well you damage them also changes depending on whatever element they are using at the time. Need to go left. Now I go right. Now the boss at the end of this one is a chimera. The first 2 attacks he usually does is a ball of lightning attack, which you have to draw off to one side and then sprint away from it to avoid getting damaged. And then he'll be flying at that time, so I can't actually hit him. And then he'll come back down, and then I can attack. So now he'll go up in the air and fly, shoot his lightning ball at me, and I sprint away from it. Now these are cliffs, so I have to be careful of which direction I'm facing when I sprint. Oh, he shot a third one at me. That usually doesn't happen. Alright, come on down. There we go. Now I can attack him. And then I can't use a recall potion right there. I actually have to go back here, out of the boss area. No recalls left. Oh, shit. Well, that's a huge mistake. So now I'm going to lose probably about 3 or 4 minutes because I didn't realize I didn't have any recall potions left. Now I have to actually run back and go through the map. Oh, what a crappy time loss. Oh, man. And it's actually, this time loss is going to be magnified. Don't sprint off the cliff, because there's an ambush coming up that I usually skip because of the recall potion. So I'm gonna have to run through that. So this is just huge. Ah, shucks darn. So Zentarum come after me. I'll just sprint past him. There we go. And hello, plus 2 minutes. So that's all the artifacts. Now we have all the keys to unlock to activate the foundations. So the two vampires are very happy about our progress. And now Act 3, where the game gets difficult. Now, I mentioned that I had one death in my PB run, and actually yesterday when I was practicing for this marathon, I did it for the first time ever, going deathless. Alright, I want Earth first because it's the easiest. So I had never actually done a single segment run of this game until yesterday, and still that was 2 minutes, plus 2 minutes from my PB. Alright, Earth Foundation. So Karn, the Zentarum don't want the Harpers to have the Onyx Tower. They want it for themselves. So he charges a bunch of people to protect all the foundations, and then we get some crappy boss battles. This is quite a maze, but since I know the route, I'm perfectly fine. Anyway, so Guardian of the Earth Foundation is Luvia, the mad scientist that we fought in Bloodmire Manor. So we'll get to see what sort of scientific experiment she's cooked up to guard the Foundation. And those are those rust monsters that eat metal. But since I don't have anything metal, no metal armor at all, they're not even gonna come near me. Now for Dritz, yes, he has metal swords, but the game doesn't allow him or the other unlockable character to lose their weapons. So these rust monsters just kinda hang out. I think I'm to the boss battle. Yep, there it is. Oh, that guy hit me. Alright, so strategy here, try to pull Luvia into the top right corner so that we can avoid the like 3 or 4 Zentarum that are over on the left side of the screen. So we'll just kill these two guys and then draw her up here. Come on, come up here. There you go. Slash her, and now she turns into this poisonous monster thing, which actually doesn't do anything because I moved behind her as she was spawning, so no big deal. So that's the easy foundation. The next 3 boss battles are pretty tough. And I more than likely will die on one of them, if not 2. Alright, Air Foundation, I get a level up. Combat, hand weapon, Sunder. Alright, Air Foundation is one of the more visually cool looking levels. So all that, those clouds, I mean, that is just sky. And then we got these lightning balls that can attack you. And there's wind that can push you around, so you'll notice sometimes I'm moving slightly faster or slightly slower. Like right now I'm moving a little bit slower, and that's when the wind kicks up and tries to push you around. Tries to push you off the cliff. If I take a wrong step here, then I die. And then there are tornadoes that throw rocks at you that knock you way back and push you off the cliff. So because of how easy it is to die on this level, I save at every save point I get. And I want to kill pretty much every tornado so that they don't shoot rocks at me when they're off screen and I get hit for some reason and get knocked off, because that's just every time you die it's another loading screen. It's plus like 30 seconds or so. Now the boss battle at the end of this one, he's a mage that rides on top of a manticore, and he's got 5 or 6 Zentarum archers around. I'll go kill the archers right away, and then pray to RNGesus that he doesn't drop ice cubes on me, because that can kill me in one hit. And the amount of damage that each attack does is kind of RNG too. I mean, enemies can get critical hits on you and kill you pretty quickly. See, that was a pretty scary rock right there. If that hit me, I would have been pushed off. But I mean, all the other attacks that the guy does, block that one, good. All the other attacks the boss does won't really affect me too much. I mean, he shoots rocks at you a couple times, and if you get hit by one of those, it'll take off about half your life. But I mean, it's nowhere near a one-hit kill that the ice cubes can do. So we'll just try to go in there with full life, and here comes the boss battle. The only time I'll sprint on this level. So here's the air foundation. Alright, so let's go up to the top of the level. Kill these archers, because they can really stack up the damage. And again, the wind is still pushing me around. Alright, now they're all dead. Let's go after you. Don't drop ice cubes on me. And that was a superb battle. That was excellent. I don't know why I'm picking stuff up. I don't have to buy anything anymore or sell anything. I'm good on that. And now, so the guy that was riding on top of the manticore, he's kind of a coward, so he ran away once you killed the beast, and then he went to Karn and said, "Oh, I failed. Let me try again." And Karn said, "Screw you. I'm going to stab you in the chest and kill you." Alright, so Fire Foundation. And now Karn talks to Miss Firewind, who we know is that red dragon. And I saved there. Usually I don't, but one time running this game, I wound up walking into the lava and dying instantly. So I don't want that to happen. If it happens, then I've got that save. So I died instantly, but then had to go back to the Air Foundation, re-kill that boss, and then come back here. So that was a huge time loss, that one. Or on that run. This is kind of a confusing layout for a casual run. There's a lot of places you can visit. But knowing the correct route, big help for a speed run. And now we get to the end. Once the Zentarum are around, that signals the end. Uh-oh. Uh-oh! Alright, I got out of the lava quick enough to not damage me. And here's probably the second most difficult boss on the game. We don't want her to bite me. That's the huge thing. She will fly up in the air and drop fire on you, and then try to bite you. So we want to avoid that and get to the side of her. And I was pretty close to death there. Got out of that one, and she should be dead pretty soon. Come on, shoot one of those at her maybe. Alright, good. Now I can go jump on her head a couple times. So that was not a very good fight. She flew in the air a few too many times. But now I collect my reward. and I go to the Water Foundation, which has the toughest boss on the game for sure. 2 points, Iron Will. Now this level isn't nearly as much of a maze as Earth or Fire. It's pretty straightforward. There's only 2 different paths that diverge from the main path. So there's no big deal there. Now these enemies, they hit me with a little cold breath or something. And that slows me down, so we want to avoid them. And those Yeti looking things, they'll throw like chunks of ice at you, and that will also slow you down. Or they'll just punch you in the face if you get too close. But like every other level, just sprint past everything until you get to the boss, and then we just pray. Because this boss has 6 or 7 Zentarum around here. Around her, I should say. They're all shooting arrows at you. And then she also has a Kraken that has 3 tentacles that'll come up and whip you. And you kill them, but then they revive. And then she can one-hit kill you in 2 ways, by dropping ice cubes on you, and then actually her physical attack too. That right there, ice cubes. I damn near died right there. So we want her to keep on shooting those lightning balls at me. Those don't damage me much. I was about an inch from dying, but I got on the potions and got away from her and got lucky. Hooray me. Alright, so now all the elemental foundations are activated, and then Karn comes in and he's like, "Hey, you're my enemy, I hate you, go away." And Karn says, "Well, wait, you've brought the Onyx Tower back to the world, but actually this Mordok guy was just playing us the whole time, and he controls it because he controls this other elemental plane called the Plane of Shadow, which is the thing that gives the tower its magical properties like transportation and stuff." So now we team up with Karn, and Karn and Jarek are fighting by my side, but they're a couple of weaklings, and usually they can teleport to keep up with you, but if you sprint fast enough, they'll just be left behind, which is perfectly fine by me because they just get in my way. So now we're going to attack Mordok's hideout. He hasn't activated the Onyx Tower yet because he has some allies or something or other in another part of the world, and they're not quite ready yet. Yeah. So we're gonna go attack his hideout and try to draw him out and kill him. But next up is the last... Oop, I don't want to go there yet, because this is the final difficult boss battle I actually want to save before going there. Kill that vampire. The Nightwalker. So if he screams at me, I get stunned, and then he casts a spell that I just call purple. There's a purple cloud that surrounds you, and since you're stunned, it can do damage pretty quickly, and I could die here. So good RNG is the hope. Hopefully he doesn't cast purple on me twice in a row, because that will kill me. So there's the purple, and instant death. Bad RNG. And that happens. I actually consider this about the 3rd toughest boss battle, behind the Water Foundation boss and the Fire Foundation boss, but well, that happens. I mean, I was hitting potion as fast as I could. So that's exactly why I saved. I'm gonna say screw the skeletons, get out of there, and he killed me again. God. I was really hoping that that wouldn't happen. That's marathon luck, I guess. Alright, what we really want to have happen is the two other guys go forward and distract him. So you guys go this way. See, that was pretty good RNG because the purple didn't kill me instantly. It only took away half my life. So there we go. Easy as that, right? Alright, so now we're in Mordok's mansion. There's these shadow figures that defend his place for this, and now this is the reason why I want to sprint ahead and get rid of these two idiots that follow me around. Because as I sprint, they respawn, they teleport towards you, and they just get in your way. So I've ditched them pretty much right now. Alright, now there's an optional little area here that you go to on a casual run. In the dungeon that's behind me now that I've rotated the camera, the 3 heroes from the first game are waiting to be rescued. And you can rescue them. So, but that's out of the way. So now we get to level 2 of the mansion. And Jarek decides, you know what, I have a good excuse. I'm going to keep fighting these shadow things. So instead, now me and Karn go on, and we get to fight. We get to deal with these zombie-like creatures. And every time they scream at you, like they just did, they enfeeble you. So right now I'm enfeebled. I'm moving around at half speed. I also am doing half damage. But the half speed thing is kind of negated by using sprint. And the half damage thing is completely negated because I'm just not killing anything. I want to run right past everything. And now I'm pretty much done with those zombie guys. I'm still enfeebled. Tra-la-la-la-la. Get the save point. And go face Mordok. And Karn says, you know what, I don't feel like going and attacking this guy, you go do it. They're lazy and they're cowardly. Alright, so RNG here, there are 2 Nightwalkers that flank him, so I want to draw him out here, and he will teleport towards me. And what he's doing right now is not good. Oh, I did not want to shoot that way. Alright, good. Now he's teleporting towards me. He turned himself into a couple bats, which I don't like. Come on, teleport. There we go. Now I can start attacking him. And he's an easy boss, because I can just run around him. And I hope that he starts blocking, because then I can go behind him and do a 3-hit combo and do big damage. Alright, so that's that. Easy battle. The next 3 boss battles that are left are all a piece of cake, too. So now he moves the Onyx Tower into Baldur's Gate. Everyone in Baldur's Gate turns into a zombie, except the traitor for some reason. They conveniently say that he was out of town. Oops, I didn't want to talk to him. So he survived it, and now the Zentarum are actually helping us out, helping defend the city from all these zombies. So we don't want to deal with them. And hey, there's Randella, our friend from earlier. She's also been turned into a zombie. So now we have to defeat her in order to get into the Onyx Tower. And she's a similar fight. Run around behind her and kill her. Yawn. Hope that she blocks, because then I can get a 3-hit combo on her. Usually I just do 2-hit combos so that I can navigate, or I can maneuver around people. So now she should be dead. Well, she doesn't actually die, you just defeat her. And now I can go into the Onyx Tower and go confront the vampires. I gotta level up. I'll take my final 2-weapon fighting, and that's it. And now Onyx Tower, there are 3 levels here. Just sprint through them. You want to avoid these machine robot things. They do a lot of damage, especially on the 3rd floor. The 3rd floor, if you get hit by a pitchfork from one of these big guys, you die. Most of the time, anyway. So to the left, there will be one of these guys with a pitchfork, and I'm going to try to sprint past him as best I can. And he didn't even attack me, that's good. And now there's one more before I save and go to the top of the tower. And now I battle Zanhast. Pretty easy fight. He tries to suck the life out of me because he's a vampire. But all you have to do is block and counterattack. And I just do 2-hit combos the whole time. And cast Sunder every time because he may block. Easy peasy, and now I'm off to face Mordok, and it's pretty much the exact same fight as before, except he casts a shadow, and I have to kill the shadow immediately, otherwise that shadow can refill his life. Oh, he turned into a bat. Jackass. That's just poor RNG right there. I want to avoid his sword strikes, because if he hits you, he'll take life away from you and replenish his own life. And I killed him. That was fun. So that's the game. What's up, Carol? You just missed the entire thing.
I owe you my life, adventurer, as do all.
So now everyone in Baldur's Gate is non-zombied, and here they give a little teaser for a sequel, which never happened because the company that made this game, Blizzard, and I don't know what other company it was, they went under. They had plans for a Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance 3, but it never came to fruition. Alright, so that is that.